FTX investor Kevin O'Leary, who lost millions, had this to say regarding how the fallout occurred.
In my view, my personal opinion, these two behemoths that own the unregulated market together and grew these incredible businesses in terms of growth were at war with each other. And one put the other out of business intentionally.
The FTX group is unusual in the sense that, I've done probably a dozen large, scale bankruptcies over my career, including Enron, of course. Every one of those entities had some financial problem or another. They have some characteristics that are in common. This one is unusual, and it's unusual in the sense that literally, there's no record keeping whatsoever.
It was a brilliant move. But if you think after what happened today on the U.S. Senate floor is going to make it easy for Binance to get licensed anywhere on Earth, I don't think so.
Right.
Kevin O'Leary called Binance a massive, unregulated global monopoly, and he believes that the company's CEO, Changpeng CZ Zhao, intentionally put crypto exchange FTX out of business. His main question was, where is the money? Where did it all go? Well, Kevin O'Leary says he called SBF and demanded, "Where's the money, Sam?" And what he got to know was mind-blowing. In today's video, Kevin O'Leary shares why does he believe FTX failed? Is Binance the real master plan behind this catastrophe? So let's get into the video if you want to know why Kevin called Binance a manipulative, unregulated global monopoly. But before jumping ahead, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest crypto updates.
I want to know where the money went. And so in pursuit of that, I'm looking for two things, really. I'm no different than any other investor. And I also had a lot of assets sitting on the FTX platform. And so starting at the point of when it went into bankruptcy, I noticed that within hours, my accounts were swiped clean, scraped clean, not only of the assets, but all of the records, all the financial records. But I was able to call up Sam Bankman-Fried and say, okay, I'd really like to know where the money is, please, Sam. And he said he had no idea anymore because he had been forbidden from accessing the services anymore, the servers, anything. So I said, okay, let's go back 24 months. Let's go back and see where the money went. Give me an idea of where the large amounts of money were. You can remember. You may not have access, and that's when I, found out, and this revelation, if you want to call it that he had spent, at that time, he said somewhere between $2 and $3 billion buying back his stock from Binance. Now, that's either a fact or it isn't. And just a few minutes ago, CZ confirmed it on another network. The number was $2.1 billion. Now, my problem with that is there are two large shareholders in that company. CZ owned 20%, and Sam Bankman-Fried owned more, obviously. He was the founder.
In order to know where the money went, he called SBF. And on the basis of that conversation, FTX's downfall, according to creditor Kevin O'Leary, was not the undoing of Sam Bankman-Fried or the exchange's sister company Alameda Research, but the CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao. He even tweeted how he has full faith in SBF, but him getting paid $15 million to promote FTX does look doubtful on his optimism with SBF. I mean, while the trigger for the collapse certainly was Binance's selling of its FTT tokens, the onus remains on FTX for the commingling of customer funds. He added that even before the buyout fallout, CZ, who was the owner of a 20% stake in FTX, acted as a roadblock in FTX's attempts at obtaining a license. Let's get into the next clip to know more details and why he called Binance an unregulated global monopoly and how it caused the fall of FTX.
So I also asked Sam Bankman-Fried, okay, let me get this right, because I didn't want to hear about the small chunks. I wanted the large amounts of money. And when you start talking about 2 to 3 billion, those are large amounts. And so I asked him, what would compel you to spend that much of your resources and your assets and your liquidity? Why would you do that?
Right.
He said, I had no choice because every jurisdiction I went to, I was refused a license because of the ownership of CZ and or Binance. Because for whatever reason, CZ would not comply with the requests of the regulators, according to Sam Bankman-Fried. That's what he told me. And that frustrated FTX because they couldn't get licensed anywhere. In any geography they went, for whatever reason, either Binance couldn't or wouldn't disclose the information the regulators wanted. And that forced the hand. Now, was that an orchestrated idea on Binance? I don't know. Was he being uncooperative for a reason? Had these frenemies fallen out of love with each other and they went to war? That's what it looks like to me. That was my observation yesterday on the Hill. It looks like war. The two global unregulated platforms are going at each other, and one won the war. That's it. And it looks like now there's only one unregulated global monopoly. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, frankly, I don't know why he was having a problem with this, particularly CZ. He should enjoy the transparency of this. You would think he'd want to tell the story. If there's nothing to hide, don't worry about it.
O'Leary recalled Bankman-Fried telling him shortly after FTX collapsed that the exchange spent as much as $3 billion to repurchase Binance's purported 20% share of his firm because Zhao allegedly refused to comply with regulatory requests from different jurisdictions, thereby prohibiting FTX from being cleared for licenses. The move, he said, stripped the balance sheet of assets. Let's get into the next clip to know more details, but before jumping ahead, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up.
Wasn't, in my view, what CZ was trying to do. He was trying to push the last edge to get this company into bankruptcy by giving a cash call that it couldn't fulfill. Now, there's other reasons, all these alleged transfers of capital between Alameda and FTX, but what really killed the company was the $550 million cash call. And so when Senator Toomey asked me, remember you're under oath there, what do you think happened? How did it go into bankruptcy? That's what I think. Now, let the records determine otherwise. I mean, this thing is going to get every flashlight of transparency shone on it over the next year. We'll find out what happened, including I've applied to go on the credit committee. I want to help in this situation. I want to find out where the money went. Then I'm going to go get it back, including the $2.1 billion in that transfer.
So what do you think happened? Is it fair to say that Binance caused the FTX fall? I mean, former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested on fraud charges and money laundering, and Binance didn't tell him to do the fraud, right? How will this bold statement of Kevin O'Leary affect the Binance exchange and crypto space? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. For more videos on the crypto world, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can also hit the bell icon to never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.